Well, it's good, you guys, man. It's your boy Vacation Time with Ryan. I'm gonna shoot off the hip with a video. All right. So, in today's video, like I'm titling it, why I canceled my trip to Cuba, or I canceled my trip to Cuba, something like that. I'll title it. All right. So we're gonna talk about why I canceled it real quick, and just maybe give you guys some updates about me. All right. So please hit that like button and subscribe. And spoiler alert, all right, spoiler alert, because I don't want to upset people and I don't want people in their feelings, all right? I'm still going to go to Cuba after all right? Spoiler alert, because some of y'all want to see the end of the movie before the movie even starts. So, boom, there it is. That's the spoiler alert. All right, so anyways, we'll talk about the Cuba trip and why I canceled it in a minute, right? Because I was supposed to be going very soon, in less than a week. But I'm gonna tell you why I canceled it, and then we'll talk. But first of all, man, I just want to say the journey. If any of you are keeping up, I'm still fasting, intermittent fasting. I'm down, I want to say 12 pounds so far, and it's been like, what is it, 9 days? Yeah, about 9 days. All right. So it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's something, this is my first time ever trying this. It's new. I'm hungry right now, you know what I'm saying? Being hungry all day is not easy, but I come to the conclusion in life, because I used to give myself excuses. Oh, I work too much. I'm working 80 hours this week, 90 hours next week. And, I use snacks and stuff to give me energy boost, but it's all excuses. It's all BS, man. And I come to the conclusion, as a man or woman, whoever, to get the results you want, sometimes you're gonna have to suffer. There's no way around it. There's no secret magic pill. There's no potion. There's none of that. You gotta suffer. You know what I'm saying? I can't get no BBL, pause. I'm gonna have to just put the pain in, bro. Ain't no way around it. But I am the smallest I've been in at least like two years, so it's the beginning, but I am proud of that. So let's push each other, man, push each other. So this little video is not a travel video, but we are giving an update. Oh, well, technically, yeah, we're gonna talk about Cuba, but sometimes people need to hear a little bit of motivation, hear what's going on with your boy, and maybe it'll trigger some motivation in you guys. All right, first of all, if you're trying to do a diet or whatever your goal is, health-wise, if you crash out one day and you go to McDonald's, for example, right? It's not over, bro. Because I think in the past, what I used to do when I crash out, it would just be done. Then I would just start grabbing BS. I'll start grabbing chips and all that other stuff because I'm like, all right, whatever, I broke it. No. If you break it, okay, call it your cheat meal. Now you reset tomorrow. Tomorrow's always another day. All right, so always reset the goal. Take it one day at a time. Don't look too far in the future, or you go and trying to get discouraged, thinking, dang, I got to do this for 6 months or 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever. Nah, just take it one day at a time and set goals that are easy for you to hit. I was kind of drastic. I started with a water fast. Now I'm doing intermittent fasting. Very painful. Some people are doing like an 18-6 where they fast 18 hours and for 6 hours they can eat. You can get 2 meals off in that time. You can get snacks in between, fruits, vegetables, all that. To me, I just felt like that's too much of a window for me to eat. So I gave myself 1 meal a day, and I try to accompany that with fruits before that 1 meal. Fruits, vegetables. If I do crash, it'll be a little small snack, maybe a little piece of chocolate. But I'm still losing weight because I'm still having 1 meal a day, all right? So I ain't gonna talk your head off about that type of stuff. We're gonna get into why I canceled the Cuba trip. But if you're interested in what I got going on and my journey, you could leave a comment, you could ask your questions and all that, and let me know where you're at in your journey. Typically, people set the goal for January 1st and they fall off a week later. So, or it could be a month later or 2 weeks later. But we're gonna try to keep going. I set it for January, but after January, we're just gonna set another goal, a different goal, maybe something a little easier, but something so we can maintain the success we've had for month number 1, January. All right, cool. So other than that, man, Cuba, let's talk about it. So check this out. All right, man, so Cuba. All right, Travel POV hit me up. He said, yo, I think I'm gonna reschedule. And with all the things lining up, to me, that was the icing on the cake for me to just cancel, right? Because I'm going to link with him while I'm out there. Now, I wouldn't cancel a trip because someone else canceled typically, but it was the icing on the cake. What happened in Venezuela, right? And then I started thinking like, man, I should be locking in this year on my finances and all that good stuff. So taking a trip the first month might be a little much. So, I was thinking like, is this a great idea? And then the Venezuela happened. I was like, oh. And then when I got the text from POV, that was my icing on the cake. I was like, all right, let's push it back a little bit. But so I did cancel everything. Canceled the B&B, I got full refund. Well, they didn't even charge me yet, so I didn't have to pay. So I was like, okay, I got the B&B money back. Got a credit for the flights going and coming. So I was like, all right, maybe that's a sign that I should just save my bread, do it a little later, lock in on my goals for January, because I know being in Cuba can be a distraction. I'm gonna want to drink, I might want to party, and I'm not drinking alcohol for the month of January, right? So going on a trip, it's gonna test my discipline on my goal. But anyway, so that's why I canceled. All right. So a day went by, Travel hit me again. Shout out to Travel, man. I'm just being real. He hit me back. He said, yo, I think I'm gonna still go. I'm just gonna shorten my trip. So I said, all right, I'm not going, because I already got in that vibe where I canceled my trip. I'm like, I don't like, I already got put in the vibe of not going. So I'm like, I don't want to rebook and all of that, right? So that's how I felt. And I was like, you know what? I'll think about it. Give me a couple days. Let me just think about it, and let me see. Keep my ear to the streets and all that. So I thought about it, and I decided I'm gonna go. So I said, if I can get back everything at the same price, if I get back my B&B, if it's still available, and if I get back my flights without having to pay more money, I'll go. So I looked, I got my flights back for 50 cents each way. I had to pay 50 cents more. And my B&B, I got that booked up. So it was still available. So we're going to Cuba. So we'll be in Cuba soon. I don't know if I'll be able to go live. If you guys got any thoughts on Cuba, it's my first time. You could shoot a comment down there. I think I know the stuff that I'm gonna bring for the people, because I do want to give away, things that they need. So I do have a list of things that is good to bring. So I got that. Like I said, I got my Airbnb. I think the only thing I really need to figure out is the eSIM. I think everything else I pretty much should have. Probably just ask my Airbnb host, or I'll probably talk to Travel POV. He got a lot of information on Cuba, because he got some homies over there. So yeah, so we are going. That's why I gave you the spoiler alert. I am still gonna go. Other than that, man, I just wanted to tap in with y'all. I know it's been a little while. I took fourth quarter off last year just to lock in, and I'm trying to learn a new skill that I can do remotely. So that's what I'm been on. Don't ask me what skill, because I'm not gonna tell you. Just something that, I'm Jamaican. We believe in, like, you don't always tell people what you're about to do, etc., right? So I'm just trying to lock in on a new skill so I can get this remote money, so I could travel a little more freely. Because I make enough money to live here, do my thing here, but I do love traveling, and I want to move around. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to lock in on that. and I was locking in fourth quarter, and I really was gonna lock in first quarter too, but I think instead I'm gonna do this Cuba trip, and then next month I'm gonna do another trip, hopefully, and then we'll slow down. So we'll start off with a couple of trips the beginning of the year, then we'll slow down and try to lock in more on the goals. Listen, for a lot of y'all out there, let me tell you something. Traveling is not cheap, all right? Traveling, it wasn't, I think, my personal opinion, excuse the sun glare, but my personal opinion, traveling wasn't, I don't think it was ever supposed to be for like a cheap situation. Maybe back in the days, I don't know, maybe a long time ago, right? Because price went up and everything. But I don't think it was ever supposed to be a cheap thing. You know, you're supposed to have your emergency funds. You're supposed to have money in case things go wrong. You're in another country. Things are ran different. You always want to have cash to get you out of situations, right? Because sometimes, listen, in the US, you understand, you got lawyers, you got the law, you're Gucci. Call your lawyer, call your attorney. In some of these other countries, cash, money talks. You understand? Where a lot of us were not used to that growing up. Some of us, you know, we grow up, we used to, you know, the law, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's above the law, Ray. But yeah, in some of these other countries, man, money kind of run the show. So you got a little money sometimes. I'm not promoting nothing wrong, but like I'm just saying, you rather have some money that could get you out of a situation, right? So anyways, I'm saying all that to say traveling is not cheap, all right? So it was never meant to be a cheap thing. You're literally leaving your country, going to a place where the laws are different. You want to have some money on you, right? So a lot of y'all, I know y'all want to try to get a trip off with like $1,000. That's cool if you could rock it. But my advice is have some money when you're traveling, all right? Put some money up, have maybe a credit card with some money on it. Have cash on you. You know what I'm saying? But we can get into all of that. I've made videos in the past about a list of things you can have when you're traveling. So go through my videos if you haven't seen them and check those out. But just a brief reminder, make sure your money righteous when you're traveling, because that is important. And also, I don't know if you guys run into this issue. You know, a lot of the older guys, they're retired. They got their checks coming in, they doing their thing. Or it could be younger guys, they got their money figured out, or military or whatever. They got their bread figured out, or digital nomads, remote workers, or people just getting to that bag, right? But there also is another class of travelers that are just working hard and stacking money to travel and may not travel as much. You know what class you're in, but whatever class you're in, understand if you've been through going on a trip and spending down to dang near your last dollar and then coming back and being broke, that's not gonna feel good, right? So you wanna travel to a point where you put money aside to travel, but you also are not coming home broke and feeling bad, because you those 5 days of fun, you can't take it with you. You could take the memory in your brain, but when you're sitting at work, you're back to work. You don't want to be like, dang, bro, I really just spent like 4,000 over there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I could have did with 4,000 over here? I could have slapped 4,000 in crypto and turned it to 8,000. I could have slapped it in the market. You know what I'm saying? I could have stacked that. I could have paid off this little credit card over here. I could have paid off my car. I could have, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is travel responsibly. I guess that's what I'm saying. We all grown. So I know we have the YOLO mindset. You only live once. Ray, tomorrow's not promised. But also just be responsible. That's all I'm saying. Be a responsible adult. You know what I'm saying? Travel, plan, do your thing. Safe travels. It's your boy Vacation Time Ryan. I just wanted to check in with y'all. Sorry if I'm all over the place. But I just wanted to, sometimes you gotta just hear my voice, right? Pause. Sometimes you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You might, there's some people out there that probably just rock with me like, dang, you know, you ain't been posting a lot. We just wanna hear what's up with you. So yeah, we're going to Cuba. I did cancel, but shout out to Travel POV, motivated me to rebook. So y'all probably see us doing some content together in Cuba or not, but we will link. So stay tuned for that, all right? Might not be able to give you live streams because I don't think my connection's finna be all good out there, but we are going. All right, this year, attack the goals, man, attack the goals. Today I'm doing a fruit fast. Am I excited about it? No, but my one meal that I get per day, today I want it to be fruit. I want it to be all fruit, all right? Why? I don't know, I'm just pushing myself, man. Remember, we have to suffer to get to where we wanna be, so bump it. I guess we're gonna just suffer in January, bro. Let's see what we can do. February 1st, I'm gonna give you a solid update of how everything went, all right? But tap it with me, man. We got WhatsApp groups, we got whatever. I got Instagram, I got TikTok. Lock in with me. I'll go live on Sundays. I'm gonna try to be live every Sunday. So lock in for Sunday lives. Other than that, man, questions, comments, suggestions in the comments. It's your boy. Like, comment, subscribe. If you made it to the end of the video, let me get a fist up, and peace out. We out.